programming is brought to you by Local Video Marketing in association with CoachChick.com.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Well, listen closely, because I'm going to tell you why drills in hockey coaching are so important. You see, they help players develop essential skills, such as stick handling, passing, shooting, and teamwork. Drills also help players understand their roles and responsibilities on the ice, leading to better decision-making during gameplay. Coaches should use drills that challenge the player's abilities, while well-structured drills help increase self-confidence and team chemistry. For sure, drills are essential to hockey coaching, developing skills, enhancing teamwork, and boosting mental preparedness. So, let's hit the ice and start drilling.
take you through how to go ahead and do racked front squats. We're going to go ahead in a sitting position, load the band up onto our shoulders. This will be easier to do because there'll be less tension on the band. Once you get to the top position, let's go ahead and start doing our seated rack front squats. Notice I go ahead and sit all the way down onto the bench and then go ahead and press back up as quick as I can. The key here is to go ahead and make sure you get complete depth by going all the way down into a seated position. Keep those elbows high as you do it. Now we're going to go ahead and unload by just dropping the band off our shoulders and letting it rest on our legs until we're ready for our next set. Take you through 3 attached side lunge options. First, there's the assisted side lunge variation. This is going to decrease ground reaction forces, going to decrease momentum, and help you come back off your lunge in a much more effective manner. From there, we're going to go into a horizontal vector side lunge. This is going to help you improve your hip hinge, which in turn will get your glutes more actively involved in your lunge and decrease knee pressure and ground reaction forces. Finally, there's the resisted side lunge, which is going to increase ground reaction forces, increase momentum, and challenge you to become a better deceleration of force during your side lunge.
Wives' tale alert. That's right. If you're following non-scientific coaches for advice, you're most likely perpetuating the problem.
My name is Shawnee Harlee. I'm a 2-time Olympian and mental toughness coach. And here's something I notice when I'm working with athletes. They cannot separate who they are from what they do. What does that mean? Well, instead of I lost, they interpret it as I'm a loser. Instead of I made a mistake, they internalize it as I am a mistake. Instead of I failed, it becomes I'm a failure. They cannot separate goals from values. Goals are what we do, and values are who we are. Most athletes have never thought about values. I don't even know if they know what it means. And when I ask them to name some, they can't even think of any. What if we taught our kids and athletes, or asked them, not taught them, asked them, what are some things that you value when you show up for your sport? I know some things that I teach my clients. Courage, that's a value. Bouncing back from mistakes, that's a value. Grit is a value. Resilience is a value. What if we taught our kids and athletes to measure themselves with their values rather than the achievement of goals? What if we ask them things like at the end of a game, a match, a meet, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well did you show up with your values? On a scale of 1 to 10, how courageous were you? What's something that if you had a do-over, you wish that you were more resilient in that instance? If you had a do-over, what would you have done that would shown that you had taken a risk rather than played it safe. When we help them understand values, then show up with their values and then measure themselves with their values, now they're actually thinking and paying attention to something that's in their control. Goals are not in our control. If they were, how easy would that be? But values are far more in our control. When we measure our values, when we show up with our values, when we value our values, you know what else it helps? Self-esteem increases, self-worth increases, and so does confidence. Bam. If you want some more awesome mental toughness tips, there's my website. Check it out.
Just get a load of what Coach Chic says about drill design. You know, for almost every drill we coaches use, there is the obvious good, as it's meant to do, plus a not so obvious negative. And, after that, how about things he sees so often, in social media? The problem is that a hockey player doesn't get to play in a vacuum. No, everything he or she does on the ice is usually done amid lots of craziness. And, at some levels like the one the kid above competes at, there are people out there on the ice trying to hurt you. Then, in contrast to what one hockey guru suggests about his shooting courses, hockey goals seldom come off the sticks of players who are standing prettily in front of a net. No, there are bad guys all around, and we might be better off practicing shots while being mauled, while on the seat of our pants, while far off balance, on one skate, and so forth. So, do check out this free post for much, much more on his observations.
Hey there, it's Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD, and welcome back to another episode of Nutrition with Kim. Have you ever wondered what 7 grams of protein looks like? Your skater's body needs protein to build, repair, and maintain their muscle tissue. They are not only high-level youth athletes, they are also growing and developing youths. Protein is found in many different foods. And one exchange of protein contains 7 grams of protein. The food you choose will determine if the protein source also contains carbohydrates and or fats. And many people assume that only animal products contain protein. However, this is not true. And remember, your skater needs carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in their balanced diet every day to help them improve their on-ice performance. 1 egg contains 6 to 7 grams of protein. 1 ounce of cheese contains 7 grams of protein. 1.5 cups of cooked pasta contains 7 grams of protein. And 1/2 cup of dried oatmeal contains 6.33 grams of protein. 1/2 cup of dry oatmeal will cook up to about 1 cup of oatmeal cooked. Oatmeal and pasta provide your skater with protein and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates fuel their muscles for those quick bursts down the ice. Egg and cheese provide your skater with protein and fat. Protein is the most satiating of the 3 macronutrients: carbohydrates, fats, and protein. And fat stays in the stomach the longest. So now you know 1 egg and 1 ounce of cheese and 1.5 cups of cooked pasta all contain 7 grams of protein. You want to choose the food based on the time that your skater is going to play. If your skater has, say, maybe 4 to 6 hours or longer, having egg and cheese with their meal will be okay. If your skater has to play in, say, 3 hours, Pasta would be a good choice because it's going to contain the carbohydrates needed as well as the protein. However, you don't want to load down that pasta with cheese sauce or too much meat sauce because that will be adding more protein and more fat. So remember, choose the food based on the time your skater plays. And if you're curious about how your skaters' fueling choices are hurting and possibly helping their hockey game, let's talk. Email me at hockeymomrd@gmail.com to schedule a free call. We'll talk about what's working and what isn't working, and I can give you my feedback on how to help your skater improve their speed and stamina. Until next time, happy skating. This is Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD.
You may have heard all the hubbub lately about AI, or artificial intelligence. And, you may have even seen Dennis and Brenda's new robot friend, Otto. Yes, Dennis and Brenda have really gotten into it, and they've even become specialists in what's known as prompt engineering. But, did you know that even yours truly now has a place with AI on the CoachChic.com hockey website? That's right. Just stop in on any post, ask me a related question, and I'll be sure to enhance your hockey learning experience.
Yes, this is going to be all about hockey. But first, have you ever played the party game that involves rubbing your tummy while at the same time patting your head? It's a challenge, huh? In simple terms, what makes it difficult is that the brain is attempting to send two signals to two different parts of the body. Oh, it can be done, but one does have to experiment a bit, and maybe practice. And the more one practices, the better he or she can eventually handle many different movements without much thought. That in mind, let's take a look at what Coach Chic has called the Rocket Man. Notice anything unique happening as our Rocket Man scores the goal? Actually, can you list the various movements his body, or brain, is attempting to deal with in these brief few seconds? Let's watch again. Okay, you've been given a valuable tip right at the beginning of this video. Dealing with more than one physical challenge at a time can be learned. It just has to be practiced. So, stop in to the linked post at CoachChic.com to discover lots more about a very necessary hockey playing skill.
Do you have an expertise that would help our hockey viewers? If so, how about telling Dennis about that at CoachChicHockey@gmail.com?
This is easy. with your shins on the ball. Okay, so to make it harder, you take the ball out. Have your ankles of your feet on there. Then go up and down. So the hardest one then is with your toes on the ball. Going up and down like that. You understand? You understand? Okay, you tell me how this was for you. Give me some feedback. Was it hard? Was it easy? Was it different? Was it balance? What? Wobbly. Wobbly? Different. Different? Yeah. Good. Oh. Good exercise. Good work. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is kind of hard on your wrist. Okay. What did you guys feel?
Pretty good. Insanity.
Insanity. I think that's the key. It's insanity, isn't it, Kitch? Yeah. It's insanity, man. It's insanity. All right. So how are you feeling? You feel like you're getting a workout? Feel pumped? Okay, all right.
Let's go to the beach.
Yeah, we should go to the beach. Right now, notice, all of this has been pushing. All of this has been pushing. So without equipment, it's hard to do pulling. But we need to do a push and a pull. Right? You understand that?
Yeah.
You can't just push all the time. You can't just do push-ups. You can't just do bench press. We've got to get some pulling. So this is where you work with a partner. So just wait, I'm going to show you, and then you'll work with a partner. You're going to work with a partner. So you and I can work together. Okay, so left leg forward, left leg forward. Hands here. Okay, now, I'm going to pull, and he's going to resist me. So I'm here. Now we switch it. Okay, so you do 10, then you switch. Okay, so that's the pull. Okay, thanks. Okay, practice that.
This has been a local video marketing production. We hope you've enjoyed this, and that you've picked up a number of great hockey tips. Please do tell some friends about these shows, and let the contributing coaches know how much you appreciate them.